Alright, time to get into some special weapons, specifically bow-style weapons. The first one is the bolt thrower, and this is a replacement for the mine thrower of the OG RE4. And here it is in game. It's a weapon that shoots bolt projectiles. The bolts can be fitted with attachable mines that detonate upon proximity. Alright, so yeah, this is like a hybrid between a crossbow and the mine thrower, basically. So, it's kind of an altogether different weapon, but here it is compared to its mine thrower counterpart in the OG. And this is not based on any real-life weapon. This is a unique weapon to the game. Alright, so I have to overview this weapon here instead of my hub save because I don't have any bolts on hand, and unlike all of the other weapons, the cat ears did not give you unlimited ammunition for the bolt thrower, so there was one of the major drawbacks with it. But to emphasize again, you can make bolts using knives and large resources. Alright, now the bolt thrower becomes available from the very first merchant in Chapter 2. However, if you hold off for one chapter, you can get it at a discount in Chapter 3. Alright, so here it is on Leon's back. I'm gonna have him hold it now. There you go. Let's get in the light. There you go. Alright, so let's go ahead and test it out. There you go. So, nothing much to show without testing it on an enemy. However, let's load some attachable mines to it.
Okay.
There we go. So, when it has mines attached to it, he aims it from the side instead of against his shoulder. I wonder why. Because normally you're less accurate when you do this. And you have to reload the attachable mine each and every single time. So the cool thing is you could collect the bolts and the mines after you fire them. I'm surprised that didn't damage Leon. Alright, so let's properly test this out against some enemies. The regular bolts I'm gonna test against Ganados, and the mines I'm gonna properly test against a brute. But I will show the mines against the Ganado as well, just for laughs.
Oh. Leon!
Guess we're doing this.
Alright, so it took only 4 bolts from the bolt thrower to defeat a Ganado with no upgrades. Not bad, I have to say. Now just for kicks, let's test an attachable mine to a Ganado right now. Blown to smithereens, even though this brute charged me just now. So I need to reload the game because the brute may have suffered some blast radius damage there. So let's reload. Good thing I'm in standard mode and Leon's not taking too much damage. That was hilarious. But yeah, it took 7 attachable mines to defeat a brute. So, I mean, this is with no upgrades though, so you gotta keep that in mind. Probably not very strong when there's like no upgrades on this whatsoever. So yeah, let's go tune this up and let's test it out with full upgrades and also get you your full price. All right, let's sell our bolt thrower for 6,000 pesetas and rebuy it for, I'm assuming, 12,000 pesetas. Sure enough. No. Weird. So all this time, up until this point, weapons sold for exactly half of its buying price. However, the bolt thrower, you get an extra 1,000 pesetas for it, compared to the buying price of only 10,000. It should be 12,000 with that sell price. But not gonna complain. It only benefits me, I guess. Alright, so let's repurchase it for 10,000 pesetas.
Not only will you need cash, but you'll need guts to buy that weapon.
So even though it's a slightly different weapon, he has the same voice line when it comes to the thrower of sorts. Alright, and now let's tune it up, because it needs it.
There you are, as you wished. We're starting to get an idea of your tastes, friend. Try that on for size. This kind of work is about finesse, stranger. Little bit goes a long way. You've exhausted our...
All right. So, the exclusive upgrade of the bolt thrower is doubling the capacity. That's pretty nice. Here we go.
Yeah? Well, we've given this one all... Don't get yourself...
All right, now let's review the specs again. For a total of 20 bolts it could have loaded at once in it. Wow. All right. All right, so I need to reload it. All right, now let's test it out. He fires it much faster. Collect them all before they explode. All right. So, yeah, I have a very good feeling this will be a lot better now. So now let's do the same 2 tests again. Ganado with regular bolts, as well as attachable mines, and Brute for the attachable mines.
I guess we're doing this.
Wow. So only 2 bolts to defeat a regular Ganado with the bolt thrower fully upgraded. So yeah, a lot more powerful now and a lot more consistent with its firing. All right, now again for kicks, let's attach a mine to it and watch a Ganado explode into smithereens. Let's do a headshot. Let's do it again. All right, so yeah, that's testing the bolt thrower fully upgraded against Ganados. Now let's reload the save and properly test attachable mines to the Brute with full upgrades. All right, so only 4 attachable mines to defeat a Brute. Not bad. Honestly, to use attachable mines directly on one enemy like that, probably not the best idea. Be better for groups, of course, and get some blast radius in there, and possibly for some bosses. But yeah, that's gonna conclude the bolt thrower. Just like the mine thrower in the OG, it's not the most versatile weapon. It has special case uses. All right. So now, following up right after the bolt thrower, it's only appropriate to review this weapon. We got Krauser's bow here. It's known as the EJF-338 Compound Bow. That's a mouthful. All right, so examine it here because you can't view it in the regular models menu, probably because it's tuned to Krauser only. A bow custom made by Krauser himself. The laser sight allows the wielder to shoot accurately in all lighting conditions. Nice. Alright, now here it is compared to its original counterpart because this weapon was in the OG RE4. Alright, so since I can only use this in Mercenaries, it's going to be hard to just test this out in an area free of enemies. So we're just going to go straight into the enemy testing to test it out and use it against a bunch of Ganados. The arrows are pretty rare and you should use them sparingly because this isn't Krauser's only weapon normally in the Mercenaries. I actually discarded his other weapon. He comes equipped with a TMP. That's the weapon you should use regularly, not this. This should only be used against maybe sub-bosses and maybe crowds of Ganado. So here we go. Let me also use a first aid spray just to be safe. Here it is. He cannot move while aiming this, unfortunately. See, look at that. I just took out 3 Ganado at once, just like that. All right, here comes a chainsaw Ganado. Just 2 to take down a chainsaw Ganado. A pretty good weapon. Like I said, just use sparingly and you'll get by really nicely. All right, well, that's already gonna do it for Krauser's bow. All right, so while I'm here in Mercenaries with Krauser, I have decided to show off his ability with his mutated arms. They are technically weapons, so check this out. And there you go. Just a quick showcase of that, because that's pretty much the only way to use it.
You're too soft to do what's necessary. That's the difference between you and me, rookie. Training's not done. Last lesson starts right now. Oh, such confidence. Bring it, rookie! Anything left? After all, I'm a damn you can't see the truth in that primitive. Until the mission's finished. Strength is everything. We protect nothing.
Alright, time to get into maximum destruction weapons, starting with the rocket launcher. And here it is in game, a single-use recoilless rocket launcher. Lightweight and easy to handle, this weapon has a lot of power. Alright, and notice it doesn't provide any statistics whatsoever. I mean, you can't upgrade it, that's normal, but I'm surprised there's no statistics at all. Cause like even the disposable knives has statistics, even though you couldn't upgrade them. So I wish it would provide it so we can compare it to other powerful weapons. Oh well. But yes, just like the OG, there is both a single-use rocket launcher and an infinite rocket launcher. The infinite rocket launcher is described as an unlimited recoilless rocket launcher. Lightweight and easy to handle, this weapon has a lot of power. So yeah, same description nearly except the very beginning, that's it. So here it is compared to its OG counterpart. It's the same exact weapon, so they look exactly the same. And of course, this is based off of the real-life RPG-7, one of the most recognizable rocket launchers out there. So the regular rocket launcher can be purchased from the merchant as normal. It's the only way to acquire it. Unfortunately, unlike the OG, I don't think there's any point where you could grab a rocket launcher laying around anywhere. You can only purchase it from the merchant, sad to say, but it doesn't become available until Chapter 4. Now, the infinite rocket launcher, on the other hand, this is an unlockable. I believe it becomes available as soon as you beat the game at least once, and then you start a new game plus. It'll be available from the merchant for a whopping 2 million pesetas. It is twice as much as it was in the OG. All right, so let's go ahead and test both of these out. First, the single-use one. And now the same damn thing, just infinite. All right, so since these are not upgradable, I'm gonna go ahead and show you what it's like to buy them from the merchant right now. So I had to reload my game because there's actually a specific detail when it comes to the single-use rocket launcher. You can only buy it one time in each broad area, meaning you can only purchase it a total of 3 times throughout the game. Once in the village, once in the castle, and one last time in the island. So be careful where and when you use it. But yes, because I'd never used it in this case, in this game save, and I sold it, I can repurchase it. So here we go. So costs 80,000 to repurchase it from the merchant. Oh my god. So I should show this feature. When you sell weapons, you could actually go into your attaché case and sell things this way. You find what weapon you want to sell, and you confirm by highlighting it and selling. I already went over all these weapons, so it's okay that I'm selling all of them. All right, now let's rebuy the rocket launcher. Here we go.
Not my place to say, really, but sometimes things are more interesting if you keep a level playing field, don't you find?
Interesting. Nice lengthy voice line for that one. And of course, the infinite rocket launcher. Look at that price. You're gonna have to save up big time for that.
Well now, time to cause some mayhem.
I am so happy that they gave him unique voice lines for all these unlockable weapons. Unlike the OG, where he had the same voice lines for those, just saying, "Ah, I'll buy it at a high price. All right, there we go now. So, as per tradition with rocket launchers, there's no like one defining enemy to test this against. So instead, I'm just gonna show you guys a montage of me testing it on loads of different enemies. All right, so enjoy the slideshow. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that explosive action right there. That is going to conclude both the regular rocket launcher and the infinite rocket launcher. Now for the last explosive weapon, and also the last weapon that I can show in this screen, the rocket launcher special, which pretty much looks exactly like the last rocket launcher, except with a red rocket.
Use this!
Alright, so we're coming into the final stretch of the weapon review here. So there's a couple weapons left, and they are specific to certain areas of the game. One of them is the cannon. Now, this is the first instance that you come across it in the game. When you first get to the castle, and you make it to this area, the castle gate, as per objective, and just like the OG, the only way to get through this gate is to blow it sky high with a cannonball. Even if you have the infinite rocket launcher, it doesn't work. So this is a plot-driven device here. So to get to it, I'm gonna jump down to this area, and you gotta shoot the weight off in order to lift it up there. Now, it's possible to shoot that thing through one of these windows when you get to this spot right here when you're first coming up. Just a speedrunning maneuver that I wanted to share. Now, you can use this cannon beyond its purpose. Not just the door, but you can use it against regular Ganados, which I'll for sure demonstrate when I get to it. So here we go. Don't worry about Ashley. She's in her armor outfit. She can't be caught. All right. I just decimated those zealots. Of course, here's what it's supposed to be used for. Whew.
Go!
All right. Oh, there's one more zealot there. Let's split her in half. All right. Well, that is the cannon for you guys. All right, time for the final weapon of this weapon review, the gun turret. So, this is another stage-specific weapon. You don't come across one of these until you get to the island, specifically chapter 15, like near the start of it. Basically the area where you need Mike, the helicopter pilot's assistance throughout the area. You'll see these mounted in a few places, and you could use them to your advantage if you wish. And the gun turret is actually based off of real-life weapon as well, the Maxim MG08. This one right here is the first one you can come across, and just like the cannon, I'm just gonna show you its use case, and that's gonna be at the end of it. So enjoy. And that's it. And as you can see, it can run out of ammo. Well, that's gonna conclude the turret. That's all there is to it. All right, now as promised, I'm gonna give you the total price of all the weapons in the game combined. So let's do the math here, in the style of The Price is Right, as always. So you're gonna need at least this much money to purchase and fully upgrade all of the weapons of the game. I gotta emphasize though, this figure represents standard mode prices. It may be more expensive in higher difficulties. All right, there you go. And now also, here's a chart depicting all of the discounts throughout the game for your guys' reference, and you can save some money here and there using this chart. And one last thing, here is a chart of all of the weapons maxed out and their statistics. Now this is different from the in-game statistics because the in-game statistics do not consider the exclusive upgrade, but this chart I'm sharing with you guys does. So use this as a reference for maximum statistics of all the weapons and compare. Alrighty then, I hope you guys found that helpful. And that, ladies and gentlemen, has been my ultimate weapon review of Resident Evil 4 Remake. I highly hope you enjoyed this review. Honestly, each one I make these recent times just keeps getting better and better. And honestly, I have never went this all out on a weapon review in the past. Not even Village was this detailed and intricate. I am so proud of myself for going the extra mile for some of the things in this review. And it is actually paving a way for how I'm gonna do reviews from here on out, honestly. Even if I go back to older games and re-review the weapons, I'm going to do it in this format with all the details that I put into it, if I can. Again, I really hope you got some enjoyment out of this review and got some good information. I hope it was informative for you guys in some capacity. But yep, this was one hell of a project and I had fun all the way through it. And it's not really well known because I didn't make it obvious, but throughout this entire review, I actually had the support of some of my closest followers in my Discord server, and I would have missed a lot of details if it wasn't for them. So I'm gonna give them a shout out here. Ophiurgale the Fearless, Alucard, Fire Mario, Manu Carrotman, also known as Manu Castilla, and a few select others who have come in occasionally throughout the process. All of you who follow me really closely and give me advice, you are very well appreciated, and these reviews have become very deep-rooted into my community and my channel overall. So thank you guys very much for the support, and can't wait for the next project and to collaborate with you guys again. But anyway, that is going to conclude this weapon review once and for all. So, to end it as I always do, this is Shankster94, aka The Gamer Shankster. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on social media. Twitter, one of my main ones. I've been very active on there for the last couple years now. Check out my Facebook page. It's not nearly as active as most of my social media, but it is something in case you're on that platform. And of course, support me on Patreon. Shout out to Ophiurgale the Fearless again for being my one and only active patron. And shout out to these individuals who supported me in the past. Their support, how little it may have been, was always appreciated, and they'll forever live on my channel in that regard. And of course, as I mentioned, follow my Discord server, Shankster's Hub. This is the utmost best way to communicate with me directly if you want to. And just to be with a lot of people who enjoy my channel and Resident Evil as a whole subject. So yeah, please give it a join if you haven't already. All right, guys. Peace out, and look forward to the next brand new weapon review in the Resident Evil franchise. Have a good one.